Hello and welcome to this video on AI Natural Language Generation, or NLG for short. In this video, we will explain what NLG is, how it works, and what are some of its applications and challenges. We will also show you some examples of NLG outputs and how they are created. NLG is a subfield of artificial intelligence and natural language processing that produces natural language output from some underlying non-linguistic representation of information. For example, NLG can take as input a table of data, an image, or a voice command, and generate a text or speech output that describes, summarizes, or answers the input. NLG can be seen as the opposite of natural language understanding, or NLU, which is the process of converting natural language input into a machine-readable representation. While NLU tries to extract the meaning and intent of the input, NLG tries to express the meaning and intent of the output in a natural and coherent way. NLG has been around since the mid-1960s, but it became more popular and widely used in the 1990s with the development of more advanced techniques and applications. Today, NLG is used for various purposes, such as chatbots and virtual assistants that can interact with users using natural language. For example, Siri and Alexa use NLG to answer questions and follow commands. These systems use NLG to generate responses that are relevant, informative, and engaging for the users. They also use NLG to generate personality and humor to make the interaction more human-like and enjoyable. For example, if you ask Siri, "What is 0 divided by 0?" it will reply with, "Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See? It doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends." Report generation that can produce concise and informative summaries of large volumes of data. For example, Fraser uses NLG to generate business reports from data analytics. These systems use NLG to generate reports that are easy to understand, accurate, and actionable for the users. They also use NLG to generate insights and recommendations based on the data analysis. For example, Fraser can generate a report like, "Sales increased by 15% in Q3 compared to Q2, driven by a 25% increase in online sales. The top 3 products were A, B, and C, accounting for 60% of the total sales. The customer satisfaction score improved by 10% in Q3, reaching an all-time high of 90%. The main factors that contributed to the customer satisfaction were product quality, delivery speed, and customer service." To maintain this momentum, we recommend increasing the marketing budget for online channels, launching new variants of product A and B, and investing in customer loyalty programs. Content creation that can produce original and creative texts for various domains. For example, Brainwork uses NLG to generate blog posts from keywords and topics. These systems use NLG to generate content that is relevant, engaging, and SEO-friendly for the users. They also use NLG to generate headlines, subheadings, images, and links to enhance the content quality. For example, Brainwork can generate a blog post like, "How to use AI natural language generation for content marketing," with the following subheadings. What is AI natural language generation? How does AI natural language generation work? What are the benefits of using AI natural language generation for content marketing? What are the challenges of using AI natural language generation for content marketing? How to choose the best AI natural language generation tool for your content marketing needs. How to use AI natural language generation effectively for your content marketing strategy. NLG can be implemented using different methods, depending on the complexity and flexibility of the output required. Some of these methods are template-based systems that use predefined rules and structures to fill in the blanks with the input data. For example, a weather report system can use a template like the temperature in city is value degrees Celsius to generate simple sentences. These systems are easy to implement and fast to execute, but they have limited variability and adaptability. They can only generate outputs that match the predefined templates, which can be boring and repetitive for the users. Statistical systems that use machine learning models to learn from large corpora of human-written texts and generate outputs based on probabilities and patterns. For example, a captioning system can use a neural network to learn how to describe images based on their features. These systems are more flexible and adaptable, but they require a lot of data and computational resources to train and run. They can also generate outputs that are inaccurate or nonsensical, as they do not have a deep understanding of the input or the output. Hybrid systems that combine both rule-based and data-driven approaches to leverage the advantages of both methods. For example, a summarization system can use rules to extract key information from the input data, and then use statistics to generate fluent sentences. These systems are more balanced and robust, but they are also more complex and challenging to design and maintain. They have to deal with the trade-off between precision and recall, as well as the coherence and consistency of the output. NLG is not without its challenges and limitations. Some of the difficulties that NLG faces are ambiguity. Human language is full of ambiguities that can make it hard for NLG systems to produce clear and accurate outputs. For example, homonyms, idioms, metaphors, sarcasm, and context can affect the meaning and interpretation of words and sentences. NLG systems have to deal with these ambiguities by using various techniques, such as word sense disambiguation, anaphora resolution, pragmatics, and common sense reasoning. Variety. Human language is also very diverse and dynamic, with different languages, dialects, styles, tones, and preferences. This can make it hard for NLG systems to adapt to different audiences and situations. For example, formal versus informal language, positive versus negative sentiment, active versus passive voice, etc. NLG systems have to deal with these varieties by using various techniques, such as multilingualism, personalization, adaptation, and generation control. Evaluation. Evaluating the quality and effectiveness of NLG outputs is not a straightforward task, as there are no objective criteria or metrics to measure them. Different users may have different expectations and opinions about the outputs, depending on their goals and preferences. For example, some users may prefer shorter or longer texts, more or less details, more or less creativity, etc. NLG systems have to deal with these evaluations by using various techniques, such as human feedback, automatic metrics, user testing, and task-based evaluation. NLG is an exciting and rapidly evolving field of AI that has many potential benefits and applications for various domains and industries. However, it also poses many challenges and limitations that require further research and development to overcome. We hope you enjoyed this video on AI natural language generation. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on AI topics. Thank you for watching.